Welcome students. We are going to discuss lesson number 1 geography, resource and development. Our both the books, geography as well as economics, starts with very similar topics. Word development is common in both the topics. But the approaches of study will be different. In geography, we are going to discuss role of resources in development. There is a very much interdependence in between resources and development. We human beings are also a part and parcel of resources. We are also a resource. Without human resource, no resource. Will be in existence. It is human being which converts a natural endowment into a resource. Now I am going to define resource because it is a very common question, what is resource, and its answers are also very common. A common man can answer this question. If we ask this question with a common man, then he will be very easily say that anything which will be useful for human beings or which have capacity to satisfy the needs of human being is a resource. But as a student of geography, we have to define resource in a very appropriate way. We have to define it in such a way that our definition answer every question regarding the definition of the resource. Our book starts with a very clear-cut definition of resource. What is that definition? That definition is anything which has capacity to satisfy our needs is called a resource. But there are certain conditions with it. It should be technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable. Now we shall discuss it in detail. We have put three conditions. One is technologically accessible. What does it mean? What is the meaning of technologically accessible? It means anything, any natural endowment will only when become a resource when we have an appropriate to convert it into some useful goods. It means if there is a natural endowment but we haven't a technology to convert it into an useful good with high capacity to satisfy our needs, then it will be resource, and if we have no any appropriate technology, then it will not be an resource. For example, suppose a country has ample fossil fuel beneath her land, but that fossil fuel will become resource only when that country have an appropriate technology to drill it, to convert it into useful products, that is higher technology for its refining and technology related to other aspects, then only when it become a resource. Now I am coming the next condition. It should be economically feasible. Suppose there is a mineral and the cost of extraction of that mineral is 1000 crores of rupees. But the total output is of 200 crores only, then we say that the extraction of this mineral is not feasible. Therefore, it is very much clear that any natural endowment will only considered as a resource when it is economically feasible. It means the input should be always much less than the cost of output. Now I am going to discuss the other aspect, culturally acceptable. What is the meaning of culturally acceptable? Our culture must allow to use that resource. For example, we can take a very simple example of our fooding habit. In the different areas of the world, the fooding habit is entirely different. The food which is very commonly used in one area cannot be used in another area because the cultures are different. One culture allow to eat of the fooding stuffs of that particular area, but in other area that may not be allowed due to the cultural barriers. Therefore, the third condition is also very important, that the thing which have capacity to satisfy the needs of human being, that must be culturally acceptable. Now I am going to revise the definition once again, that anything which have capacity to satisfy the needs of human beings and is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable is called a resource. Now I am going to discuss interdependent relationship between nature, technology, and institutions. I have told you earlier in this lecture that we human beings are also a very important resource. and we are in the center. Many among us have thinking that resources are the free gift of nature. This is not true. Resources are the function of human activities. There is a very much interdependence between the nature technology and institution, and among them human being is in the central position. Let us discuss about this interdependence. These three things are at the corners of a triangle, and in the center, human being. Physical environment, nature, technology, institutions. Human beings transfer natural endowments, our physical environment, with appropriate technology by farming institutions. This is the interdependent relationship between human being, physical environment, technology and institution. For example, we can take the extraction of any metal. Any mineral present on the earth is a natural thing. Human extract and transfer them with appropriate technology. And for this purpose, he set up many institutions. Like the whole setup involved in oil extraction from Bombay High is an institution, and the total activity of that extraction is entirely dependent upon the appropriate technology. An oil refinery is also an institution created by man using appropriate technology, and their human being transforms crude oil into the useful components like diesel, lubricating oil, petrol, kerosene, etc. etc. Now, I am going to discuss the next topic of this lesson, that is classification of resource. First of all, I am going to classify resources into two broad groups, that is natural and human resources. Natural, human. Human resources can be categorized into two groups, which are structure, quantity and quality. Structures, quantity and quality. Quantity and quality. Natural resources are further divided into continuous, or flow, they are further divided into renewable and non-renewable. Renewable resources are further divided into two groups: continuous or flow and bio